Yo guys, Spiderbot here, and we're continuing our coverage of the press conferences from yesterday from E3. Sorry we're a bit late, but it was a very, very busy day yesterday. This one, we're covering Electronic Arts, the titles that they presented yesterday during the conference. The first being Plants vs. Zombies. We recently played the iOS version on our mobile gaming channel as well as NGT Zombies, but this time around, it's Garden Warfare, all-out Garden Warfare. It's a third-person shooter. They even have kill streak rewards, it looks like. They called in, what was it, a garlic or an onion drone to come in and start shooting at the zombies. That's crazy. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I mean, for those of you who are who have played Plants vs. Zombies or who are fond of that game, it looks fun. I mean, you know, it's not something I'd play seriously, but I might have a little fun with it. It's first to Xbox One, they stated, and looks like you can play up to 4-player co-op. Not sure about multiplayer. They did mention something about Peggle 2. It was kind of weird because the guy just went, Peggle 2, and then he went off stage. They didn't really show anything about it. I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that was. Titanfall. Titanfall, we mentioned that from the Microsoft press conference. It's going to be an Xbox 360 One/PC exclusive. It looks really fun. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Very, very fast-paced. You've got the first-person shooter aspect that you would see normally, kind of like a cross between Halo, Call of Duty, but then you have these mechs, these titans that you get into, and these things move like crazy. I mean, they move. You wouldn't expect them. You'd expect them to sort of be clunky, but they're moving pretty fast. So, you know, again, I think the focus, Respawn has really focused on that core sort of Call of Duty mechanism where it's really fast-paced. You can get into the action, but you know, are they also incorporating for new players? I mean, can you get easy kills? It's, you know, a lot of times we complain about it as seasoned players, but it's nice to be able to bring new players in and have them at least get a few kills. I mean, you can't entirely crush them. You know, going 0-20 every single game, 10 games in a row, you know, really puts off new players, in my opinion. Next up, we saw a tease from Star Wars Battlefront, and as you might know, not too long ago, Disney bought LucasArts, and EA secured the rights to publish and produce Star Wars video game content, and this was just a teaser. We were on Hoth. It looked pretty epic. I mean, you know, I'm a big fan of The Empire Strikes Back, so as soon as I saw that, it's like, yeah, I'm totally getting that. Who knows when it's going to come out? I mean, you know, they need a couple years. It's probably like 2015 at least. Next up, Need for Speed Rivals. I'm not a big racing game fan, so, you know, it's there. Dragon Age Inquisition, fall of 2014. Then they got into the sports. EA Sports is in the game. NBA Live 2014. I'm gonna say they had some guy from Ohio, I think, from the Cleveland, you know, go up on stage, whatever. Basketball's not my thing, but I mean, they showed some cool things. I mean, they showed some cool improvements that they're making to, you know, NBA Live 2014, Madden NFL 25, FIFA 14. You know, it's not like I think they came out last year. Was it where they sold a new, I don't know if it was NBA or something. They sold it as a new product, but it was basically, all they did was re-import like the next year's stats and sold it as a new game. But it does look like they're making a lot of improvements to player movement. I mean, it almost seems to me that the game can play itself. They're like, oh yeah, the players can react in real time, and there's, you know, millions of calculations or thousands of calculations they can perform every second. You know, to me, I had the impression it's like, do I even need to play this game? I can let the players just play it and just watch. It's just like any, you know, it's like a soccer game that I'm watching on TV. And then UFC, of course, last year, Electronic Arts acquired the rights to the UFC franchise for video gaming, and Dana White was there again, and it looks like we've got the UFC title coming in spring 2014. Next up was Battlefield 4, all right? That was one fantastic demo they played. I mean, they brought out 60, it's 32 versus 32. They didn't really specify whether that was, you know, 64 player just on PC, or if they were actually going to provide 64 players on the consoles, which we haven't seen before. They showed commander mode, and when they were playing it, I thought it was a live demo, but it wasn't. I guess portions of it were. But at the end, man, that building coming down, there was a skyscraper that came down at the end of that demo. Absolutely amazing. I mean, the graphics are fantastic. It looks like it looks like Battlefield. I mean, it looks like, and obviously a big improvement to Battlefield 3, but it looked like it played pretty much exactly like Battlefield 3. So those of you who are big Battlefield 3 fans are going to love that, with the improvements in not only the graphics, the destruction, commander mode. I mean, yeah, let's take down some skyscrapers. That's absolutely awesome. And then last but not least, we saw a brief trailer for Mirror's Edge 2. And again, no indication on when many of these titles are coming out. I presume that when they do specify when the title's going to come out, they at least know, and the rest of them aren't going to come out until after that. So like UFC Spring 2014. Like, I don't know when these other EA Sports titles are coming out. They didn't specifically mention, but I'm sure if we search for it, or in the coming days during the rest of E3, day 2, 3, 4, or whatever, how many days it goes for, they'll provide some more solid release dates for many of these games. So we'll have to just wait and see. But that's the rundown for EA's press conference. We've got Ubisoft and then Sony's press conference to go still. And then we'll probably be providing some shorter videos on some specific news announcements and gaming announcements during E3, maybe today or in the coming days. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. EA, it's in the game. I'm Spider, and I'm out.